What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Another video that's going to be tough for me to get through, but we're going to do it. My buddy Uche would have been 39 today, so if you have an opportunity, pour something out, roll something up. I know we would have approved of either one of those options. And I also know you are sitting up there laughing at me wherever you are, trying to get through this video and, not keep it together, Uche and me were both proud of our one-take abilities, so I'm sure he loves the fact that he's sitting here, making me do more than one take, as I go through these. But, I mentioned when he passed at the end of last year that I wanted you guys to go subscribe to his channel, and, for a while things were really good. I think in one day he maybe got like 30,000 subscribers rather, so... the goal was to get him to 100,000 so his wife and his daughters, who I can only imagine what their loss must be like, and my heart goes out to them so much, so they could get a plaque from YouTube. I'd ask you again to go check if maybe YouTube unsubscribed you because he hasn't posted, or, maybe if you overlook subscribing. I don't care if you have to unsubscribe from my channel. I don't care if you're like, I don't want to have more than 10 subscriptions. You know what? Then unsubscribe from me and go subscribe to him, because he definitely earned it. Justin Blaylock, I did not intentionally keep you out of this. I hope you understand, and I can only imagine the loss that you have, having done this incredible show with Uche all the time. And, if you want to reach out and do some things together, I would welcome it. But, I wanted to kind of do a breakdown of Uche's breakdowns, because, man, the way this guy could talk about football with such joy, such intelligence, and the way he could make you learn and laugh at the same time. I'm going to start this by him addressing the Jaguars line and the fact that he was pretty sure, and I'm going to be honest with you, I would be absolutely sure that this video had been circulated around the Jacksonville Jaguars locker room, and that the aid that he had attempted to give fellow linemen had been well received and applied to this game when the Jaguars played the Titans.
Of just throws that Trevor Lawrence was making. And I mean, these throws are on the money each and every time. Goodness gracious. So they got 2x2 here, one running back. I'd also like to mention, note that somebody clearly saw our breakdown on their film last week, because I saw some distinct changes in the way somebody was playing compared to what we've seen in past film. And I like to think that it's because he saw another old lineman break his shit down. Somebody in the locker room was like, "Hey, yo, check this out, cuz," and showed him the way we were laughing and pointing and just critiquing the hell out of his piss poor play.
All right, so in this clip, Uche is going to give his thoughts on the blocking prowess of number 74, and not only does he address the things that are wrong in his blocking in kind of a fun way, he goes out and actually shows visually, which I've segmented out, what he believes can be done to make this more effective when blocking. And even though ultimately this block does win, if you're looking at a result of pass rush win or loss, he offers that even though this block was successful, this is not the type of block you can always have against higher level opponents, against better pass rushers, and that ultimately this is just the first of many blocks that may set the statistic of not allowing a sack, but does not atone for the actual lack of pressure the quarterback received.
As he's setting, this is just, you're at a disadvantage when you set like this. Like, you have nothing, what's showing to that defender? Your whole chest. Right. Now he can think of moves he wants to make, because you have to, and now look at this is what we call efficiency of motion, right? So as a lineman, I want to have my hands up in a boxing position so that the only motion I have to make to stunt this pass rush is this motion. Yep. With both hands, or with one hand, or 1-2, like boxers. Meaning you can do it different ways, different areas, to grab, but I want to be able to go from here to here. And that's it. And look at how this is actually a good swipe down that he does here. But he has to go from his waist over his head and back down, and he has to time that right. Now, this defender he's not helping himself. He goes in for a quick hand swipe, misses, and he's leaning, so he falls forward, and he swipes him down. That's a clever thing to do, but that's not something that works.
So in this next example, Uche is going to talk about a little bit better fundamentals on the actual setting before the block happens, but he goes through what makes the block not successful as it could be, offers some advice on what he would do in terms of hand fighting to gain position and leverage, and also discusses not only a Karate Kid reference, but the ability for the lack of those fundamentals being executed to allow a second pass rush move to be applied. And this is just honestly, within 15 seconds, the type of granular breakdown that Uche could provide. And not only could he articulate it in such an easy to understand way with just these visuals, that's why there's no doubt in my mind the unbelievable value he could have provided to any gaming company that wanted to better understand how to program offensive line blocking, because these movements, these motions, these what very well could ultimately have been animations, are something that he would be able to sit down and show and teach and educate. And unfortunately, we're not going to have the ability for that to be done any longer with
now, I would say, looking at my right tackle here, right tackle, this is what you want to, that's how you want to set, really, in his positioning. He's inside out on this guy. Now, again, I would be like, dude, get your back up a litlittle bit, like stop, you're bent over a little bit too much there. Straighten, bow that back up a little bit, get them hands up. He's got one hand here for presence, which is a good idea. And now, if he sticks this hand from right here to right there, he turns this dude's shoulder back up the field. But what happens here is,
oh no, come on.
He does the wax on, wax off. He goes around the outside of his arms to his pad, and just there's no force there by the time your hands land. No force at all. And that's why the defender doesn't really move. He's able to continue and counter with another pass rush move.
Let me say, there is no one funner to listen to when a player gets beat than Uche. And make no qualms. Go back and listen to the video where Uche talks about the time he was first benched. He absolutely thrives on wins and losses. He loves competition. He loved being a part of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and in turn, he loved the Jacksonville Jaguars. A huge part of the reason he would do this was because he loved that team. And I really hope that the team does more to honor him. I don't know what they could do this season upcoming, but certainly when you hear the passion in his voice, you also hear the pride in his voice. He was so happy to see the Jaguars be competitive again. He was so proud of the job, even in this video, which I'll link down if you want to watch the full one. He was so proud of Trevor Lawrence. He was incredibly proud of the wide receivers. He actually admits that, yeah, this wasn't the best receiving core on earth, but they were possession receivers playing above what their level was because they wanted to go out and win. And the way he goes through this player getting beat, the ways it can be prevented, but also the importance of protecting a quarterback is second to none, not only on this, but the following example.
Look, and he's right where you want him, and look what he's doing. This dude is his angle is so rotated in you. It's easy to see for me. He's gonna try and cross your face. He's leaning into this damn near already. If he's going to rush upfield, you can jump set him right there and shut him down, knowing if your quarterback is going to be throwing it quick or not. Right there, and he slips on his foot, flipped, going inside. But look, he actually is a smart D lineman. He continues with his counter move.
Yep.
Goes to his counter. Now, what he does here that gives him an advantage is he kind of got him with the slip. It kind of got him he overcommitted on trying to put pressure on him going to the inside. But he's countered his momentum and has got to the outside on him now. And now this is it's gonna be an exaggerated response from the guard because he now has given him a lane to the quarterback. Now that might be illegal hands to the face, but the ref doesn't see it. And now he's trying to rip through. He's late doing that. He should have did that the moment he turned this dude's hips. The moment he turned his hips right here, he should have been ripped already. This should be ripping right now because you got him. I mean, you got him by accident, and he overreacted to you a little bit.
All right, Uche, I'm going to let you send this one out, but I just wanted to take a couple minutes before these final examples to share with you the pride that this man has for the NFL. The understanding he has of what this play can mean, right? You really, at its core, have two violent interactions here. You have a defensive lineman pursuing to a quarterback, and you've got a quarterback violently throwing a football 40 yards down the field. And he knows what can happen if these two moments join together at the wrong time. You can have a player be injured for a play, for a week, for a career. You know, I'm a Colts fan. Everyone knows that. I know all too well about a quarterback injury like Andrew Luck affecting a franchise trajectory for decades. Uche knew that as well. The primary job here was to protect your franchise quarterback, which is Trevor Lawrence, who has every tool to lead this team to a championship. Uche wanted you to understand the finite details of blocking in the NFL. He wanted you to respect both the players that were doing the blocking and the players that were trying to beat the blocks. He wanted you to appreciate the value of having great players on your team like Trevor Lawrence. And he did this in a way that only he could as a NFL lineman for a very long time that was more than willing to humbly sit down and talk to almost anyone about his love and passion for football. While our community may have lost one of its brightest stars, a family also lost its son, its father, its husband, its brother, and that is the real heartache here, is that while we'll miss Uche breaking down football, his family will miss him forever. So, as I said in the beginning of this video, if you could take just a few minutes, go over to his channel, subscribe to it, it honestly does not cost anything, so that his family can have a plaque from YouTube that shows his dedication to us, his dedication to football, and always remember the time that he spent here talking about breakdowns. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching it. You know I will be back in the week with more commentary.
This shouldn't happen, though. I mean, you have to feel the weight there, and by the time he's now paying attention to it, I don't know that he's paying now. Oh, geez, you're split. It's too late. That's how quick it is. You're split. In the next frame.
Shit, Peter, why are y'all gonna block me? I might as well just go up.
He said, all right, bet. And so honestly, it held up long enough. So when you see stats that say that they're not giving up sacks, okay, but is this good pass protection? Because he's still, imagine if this dude's a microsecond faster and he hits the top of this shoulder as it's going backwards. Because that's what he's trying to do right there. That's what he's trying to do.
Yep, sometimes that's all it takes.
One step faster in this pass rush, and the shoulder might be gone. And that's why I'm saying, I'm not trying to bash on Cats because, I think he's trash, but I don't have nothing personally bashing against them to say these things. I'm saying it because I've been in all these positions. I've played at all these positions. I know what you're supposed to be doing.